Today I'm going to show you how to make delicious pan pizza right at home. This recipe begins with 2 cups of flour poured into a clear bowl. Next we're going to add 2 teaspoons of active dry yeast, and 2 teaspoons of salt. Then we're going to add 1 cup of water, and mix it really well until there's no dry flour remaining. You may need to add a little bit more water. This is going to give you a very sticky dough. So we're going to just knead this minimally, and it's going to remain kind of sticky. This is kind of gross, but trust me, it's going to make some great pizza down the line. Set that aside, and add some olive oil into another container. And make sure that you coat all the surfaces with it, including the sides. Next, we are just going to go ahead and add our dough to our container. Cover with plastic wrap and let it sit overnight for at least 18 hours or until doubled in size. Alright, so it's the next day. So we're going to flour our surface in our hands, and we're going to go ahead and pour our dough out onto our floured surface. We're going to add a little bit more flour because this is a little bit too sticky, and we're going to knead it once again minimally. Alright, get your cast iron skillet out, pour some olive oil in that, and coat all of the sides just like we did with the other container. Add our dough to the cast iron skillet, and using well-floured fingers, try to stretch the dough as best you can to get to all the sides of the cast iron. It's alright if you can't make it all the way. We're going to set this aside for another hour, and it'll make it easier to do. So once you spread it as much as you can, go ahead and wrap it in plastic wrap and set it aside for 1 hour so that way it expands more and it'll be easier to stretch. Use that hour to do whatever. I don't know. I personally use this time to cut up a watermelon. Alright, after an hour, we're going to go ahead and take our cast iron skillet with our dough inside, and we're going to try to stretch it out just a little bit more. Be careful not to try and force it too much. If it doesn't reach all the way, that's fine. You don't want to tear the dough and leave a hole in it like I did. Next, we're going to sauce our dough. I'm using just a regular pizza sauce that's also mixed with some sriracha to give it a little bit of a spicy flavor. I usually put about 3 tablespoons worth of pizza sauce, and I use the bottom side of the spoon in order to spread it without tearing at the dough at all. Next, we're going to add mozzarella cheese. Add as much as you like. I like to add a lot, so essentially 2 or 3 handfuls. Essentially, I want to see barely any sauce after I'm done layering down cheese. And finally, we got to have our toppings. For this pizza, I'm going with watermelon slices. So we're going to preheat our oven to 500 degrees and add our pizza to the oven once preheated. After about 18 to 20 minutes, you'll be greeted with cheesy, bubbly deliciousness. let it cool for 5 to 10 minutes before using a spatula, because it'll still be pretty hot, and place it onto a cutting board. And then you just cut and enjoy.